1 year ago here tonight, 16 Pasadena bus drivers were ending their shifts when they realized hundreds of people needed their help.
Patients and staff at 4 healthcare centers needed a way out. NBC4's Jonathan Gonzalez introduces us now to 3 of those drivers who stepped up and became that way out.
It's just crazy. I can't put in words everything that happened a year ago.
It might always be difficult to find the words to truly describe the Eaton Fire.
Make sure you guys hold on.
But heroic may be the one word to describe the actions of 16 Pasadena bus drivers.
People have said, and I think rightfully so, that what you and your colleagues did that night was heroic.
It's just like, I didn't do it for that title.
I feel like a regular guy, man.
I did it at the kindness of my heart. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
On the night of January 7th, 2025.
It happened towards the end of the shift, happened late at night.
Pasadena Transit bus operators were wrapping up their routes just as the Eaton Fire was breaking out.
I brought my bus back in, but I had seen how rapid the fire was spreading.
A lot of them had the option to go home and, be with their families, but a lot of the operators, they heeded the call.
That call came from first responders to Pasadena Transit. With the Eaton Fire growing quickly, could they send buses to help evacuate hundreds of patients and staff from 4 healthcare facilities?
You couldn't have known what you were going into.
I had no idea what I had put myself into.
We sat down with Nicole Ambers, Garrett Wright, and Juan Casillas, 3 of the Pasadena Transit workers who bravely drove buses into the fire.
One of the streets that we turned on, the bank was on fire to my right. To my left, you had, a small shop burning. Windows are being shattered.
You continue north, I see a couple cars on, melted down. The chassis all burnt up.
I pulled up to the convalescent home. You had elderly on stretchers. You had elderly on beds, walkers.
It was heartbreaking. A lot of senior citizens with, different disabilities.
I came out and there was a big cloud. It was horrible.
They were scared because they were evacuated, right? They didn't know what was going on.
Are you getting ready to put patients onto this bus, sir?
Suddenly, Pasadena Transit buses became rescue vehicles, and the drivers became first responders.
Make sure you guys hold on. And make sure the ladies are good, too. Please, for me. I need help.
Over the course of many hours, approximately 500 people were saved by those 16 Pasadena bus drivers.
All of them. Which bus do I take and where do I go? Because this is our community.
Amazing story. You remember that night. Joining us right now is one of those bus drivers, Garrett Wright, who actually refuses to call himself a hero, but you drove towards the fire.
I did.
There is no one who would doubt that was heroic.
Man, I had a vehicle, I had duty in that moment. I had a purpose in that moment. People needed assistance, and so I just had to spring in action.
Let's call it what it is. You're a hero, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's take us back to that night. The conditions, you spoke off camera about the winds. Take us back.
The winds were highly aggressive from early in the morning the previous day and all the way to the evening. They were knocking down trees. I've seen quite a few trees fall down. There's a lot of collisions on the street with traffic. It was kind of a nightmare navigating through Pasadena.
When you were driving north,
yes.
Did you have any idea of what you would see when you got up to where you needed to be, to the home?
To be honest, I didn't think the fires were going to spread as quickly and as vigorous as they did.
We saw people on stretchers, people in nightgowns. It was cold out there. Could you even comprehend what that was going to be?
It was, no, to be honest, no. As I was seeing my hometown set ablaze, it was really a heartbreaking time,
Do you ever think about the number of people you saved that night?
Sometimes, and I guess it's still a delay effect, but Yeah, wow. I guess I did save a lot of people. I helped a lot of people in that time.
Call it what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I think about it, but I don't know. I was grateful to be of service and being a vessel.
Talk about, it's been a year. How have you changed as a person as a result of everything you've been through?
Oh man, I feel like I've grown as a man. I wasn't, even though I wasn't set out to do so. I think back to like goals I set in the past of like what I want to do, and a major goal of that on that list was to just contribute to my community, you know, to the city that I'm from. I'm born and raised in Pasadena, and I spend a lot of time in Altadena, so it's home, you know, and so I just wanted to be able to give back to my community, and so God works in mysterious ways, and you never really know. You got to be ready or not, you know, and so there was a moment where I was being called out to participate, and so, yeah, I just sprung into action. I didn't really have to think too much, but just move.
Oftentimes there is one snapshot or one picture that stays with you. Is there one picture from that night or one thing that you remember the most?
Oh, man. I see everything. So no, it's not just one thing. It's like everything. Like from seeing the ladies that were being wheeled onto my bus, and like the horror that they had on their face, and like looking, the temperature was really cold and it was really windy, and they only had so much clothes. They didn't really have no socks. They were in their comfort of their home, you know, and so for them to be snatched out of their dorm and being wheeled onto a bus, you know, in the state of emergency, it was. I see their faces. I see when we arrived at the Pasadena Convention Center. I see so much unification and everybody like trying to help each other. Like whether it was onboarding other buses that seemed like they might needed assistance with that. Everybody inside jammed in the convention center itself. The color of the sky, you know, navigating the streets, and just how chaotic the streets were, and driving my 40-some-odd foot bus, you know, and trying not to hit anything, you know, or anybody, and be safe over everything. But I remember it all. My family, my mother and my father, Michael Moore, and my mother, Rochelle Moore, their home was burned, burned down, you know, and I witnessed that. My family, whom I was living with for a while before I'm living in my current residence, their home was burned down completely, and they've been there for years, you know. And so, I seen a whole lot that day, and like when I reflect over the year, I've only become more mature. God's been blessing me immensely, and yeah, I'm really proud of the person I've been turning into and develop into.
We appreciate your time here tonight. We appreciate you being with us. And by the way, what you don't see off camera is that his general manager is on FaceTime to my right. So she ought to be extremely proud of everything.
What's up, Letty?
Thank you so much. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Appreciate you.